Hello all, welcome to part 14 of Kubernetes Made Easy tutorial. In this session, I am going to explain and practically show you how to practice Kubernetes in our personal computers by setting up Kubernetes cluster using Minikube. So let's get started. First of all, what exactly is this Minikube? With the help of Minikube, we can set up and run Kubernetes on our personal computers. But to install this Minikube, there are few prerequisites. First prerequisite we have is we should have, that is our personal computer should have two CPUs or more. How to find out? For that, click on this Windows search and type task manager and open this task manager. Once the task manager is open, just click on this performance tab and here come down and see how many cores you have. If you have 4 cores, that means you have more than 2. That's fine. 2 CPUs or more is fine. And the next one is you to have 2 GB of free memory. So click on this and say system information and you will get the system information and scroll down. I have 8 GB of RAM, which is more than enough. Definitely I will have 2 GB of free memory, so no problem. Third thing is 20 GB of free disk space should be there. Yes, I have 20 GB of free disk space in my machine. I should have an internet connection. Yes, I have. And the last prerequisite is you should have any container platforms like Docker to be installed. Okay. So there are many container platforms like Docker in the market. You have to install such softwares beforehand. Okay. So I'll be installing Docker, guys. Okay, which is a famous one in the market anyhow. So Docker container platform we have to install. So if you don't have container platforms like Docker, then it is not going to work. So don't worry, guys. You don't have to go anywhere. In this session itself, I'll show you how to install Docker. Okay. So apart from showing you how to install Minikube and all those stuff, right? So I'll show you how to install Docker, which is a prerequisite for this installing Minikube. Okay, fine. So how to install Docker? Even Docker has some prerequisites, guys. Okay, you should have Windows 10 64-bit or higher. Okay, mine is Windows 11, guys. Okay, you should have at least Windows 10 64-bit or higher. Okay, since Windows 11 is a higher version, that's fine. Okay, so you can even cross check here your operating system version. Just go to Windows search and say WinVer and run this command, and you'll get the current operating system you have. I have Windows 11, but Windows 10 64-bit or higher is enough, so no problem. Mine is way higher. Second thing is you should have minimum 4 GB RAM. I have 8 GB RAM as I already shown you, right? So I don't have to show again. So third prerequisite is BIOS level virtualization need to be enabled. Okay, how to check this? I can click on this Windows search and type task manager, open the task manager and go to the performance tab and here if you come down here there is some label known as virtualization which is in enabled state. Okay, that is enough. Okay, if this virtualization is in enabled state, that means we are good. Okay, BIOS level virtualization is enabled. Then next one is we should enable WSL2. Okay, we should enable this WSL2, which stands for Windows Subsystem for Linux. Okay, Windows Subsystem for Linux need to be enabled. How to do that? These are few steps, guys. Okay, these are few steps to do that. So first of all, what we'll do here is here we'll go to this link, guys. Okay, let's go to this link. Just click on this link. You'll have all the information there. And before we scroll to this link, guys, okay, before we go through this link, what we'll do is here I'll click on this Windows search and type turn Windows features on or off. Okay, this one you type in the Windows search, you type for this, you'll get this control panel option. Just click on that. Once you get this Windows features dialog after searching for that in the Windows search, scroll down and here there will be something known as Windows Subsystem for Linux. This option need to be in enabled state. Okay, in your Windows machine, this option need to be in enabled state. And apart from that, there's one more option, guys, virtual machine platform. This option also need to be in enabled state. This one and this one, Windows Subsystem for Linux should be enabled. Virtual machine platform also should be enabled. When these two options are enabled, they are not enabled, guys, enable them and restart your machine. Okay, you have to enable these two options and then restart your machine. Okay, so since in my machine they are already enabled and have already restarted multiple times, I don't have to restart and show you. But in your case, guys, you have to enable these options and restart your machine. Okay, restart your machine. Then, guys, as we have opened this URL, right? Okay, this one already I have opened here. Okay, otherwise I'll open here again. Let me click on that link and this will be open. And we'll go to the step 2, guys. Directly we'll go to the step 2 here. And here another prerequisite we should have is if your machine is a 64-bit machine, in that case your build version should be either 18362 or higher. Okay, how to find that? Just click on Windows search and WinVer, type WinVer and click on this. Again, you will get this dialog. You can see the build version, OS build version is 22,000.434, which is way higher than 18362. So no problem, right? This one is also matching. Scroll down. Now, what the next one? We'll go to the directly. We'll go to the step 4, guys. Go to the step 4, and here there is a software we need to download. Download the Linux kernel update package. Okay, this package we have to download, guys. Click on this. You see the package is getting in with the extension .msi file is getting downloaded. Okay, let's wait for this download to complete. I'll pause and resume the video, guys, once the download is ready to be installed. As you can see, the package has been now downloaded completely. Now let's install. Okay, so let's go to the folder where it got downloaded, this MSI file. Just double click, guys, it will not take much time. You see, it is very quick, right? Directly it's showing me the finish option. It got installed. Okay, that's it, guys. You don't have to do anything else. Okay, so better to restart your machine, guys. After installing this, better to restart your machine if you want to see the proper results. Fine. And after that, we'll go to the step 5 here, where we have to run this command. Okay, we have to run this command. Simply what I will do here is I'll copy this. Okay, I'll copy this command from here and here Windows search and I'll type PowerShell. Okay, and I'll get this Windows PowerShell. Once this is open, just right click here. Okay, let it load. Let it load, guys. It's loading. So I need to run this command in this PowerShell, guys. Okay, so when I right click, I got this command. Whatever the command I copied from this step 5, right? That came here. You see, WSL set default version 2 is coming. Just press enter. The operation completed successfully. That's it. Close this PowerShell. Then finally, guys, to see whether this Windows subsystem for Linux, okay, has been really enabled or not. Okay, so why we have to enable this, guys? Okay, so in order to have Docker, okay, in order to use Docker in our machine, right, we have to make sure that we can run Linux related stuff from the Windows machine. Okay, this is a Windows machine, but from this machine I have to run from this Windows machine I have to run Linux related stuff. Okay, so you see, Linux related stuff should be only running from the Linux operating system, right? But how can that be possible in Windows machine? But there is a possibility, guys. We have to enable this WSL2. Whatever the steps we have followed till now is for that purpose only. Okay, to enable the WSL2 so that we can run the Linux related stuff from the Windows machine. Okay, so how to check whether that WSL2 is enabled and I'm able to run the Linux stuff from the Windows machine? For that, guys, I'll be installing one of the one of the distributions of Linux, like some any operating system of Linux. Okay, so for that, guys, this is the link. Just click on this link once, or go here the same page, guys, same this page. Just scroll down here. There are you can install your desired Linux distribution of choice. Step 6 is there. This one we already run, right? In the step 6 we can open the Microsoft Store and search for the required Linux distribution, or scroll down here. Direct links are also provided on this page. So I want to see this penguin, guys. Okay, penguin. Just click on this penguin, one of the Linux distributions, one of the Linux operating system flavor of Linux operating system we have. So it's saying we have to buy this, guys. I don't want to buy that. I want to try the free version then. So maybe open will be free. I mostly just click on this open. You see here currently not available. Okay, so let's try the other one. So what else we can try, guys? Free trial is there. I don't want free trial also. Yeah, this one. Let's see what is this. Even this one may not be available. Yeah, it's free, guys. Okay, to say Linux Enterprise Server 15ST1 is free. I'll click on the get, guys. It's asking me whether I have to open this Microsoft Store. Let the Microsoft Store open. So let's wait for the store to be open so that we can install. the one of the Linux distribution in my Windows machine. You see, once this is there, I'll say click on get, guys. Okay, it will download and install. It will not take much time, guys. Okay, it will download and install. So fine. So after you have enabled the WSL2 in your Windows machine, then you will be entitled to use or run Linux related stuff from your Windows machine. So to check whether that is enabled or not, I have to try that, right? So for that, I'm downloading one of the Linux distributions like SUSE or something, Ubuntu or SUSE or whatever you want to have. You just download it and install. Okay. So in downloading is in progress. It's almost there, guys. Let's wait. 100 more MB need to be finished. Okay, 100 more MB. Let's wait. As you can see, it has been downloaded and installed, guys. Okay, let me click on the open, guys. Just click on the open. So it will take some time here. It will ask for the username and password. It will ask for the username and password. This is a Linux, so say enterprise Linux server. Okay, so okay, I don't have any registration code, guys. Okay, leave empty to skip registration. Okay, now it's asking for the Unix username. I'll give some username like Motori, and it's asking for the password, some random password 12345 I'm giving. Okay, it's bad password it is saying. I'll give a better password then. Okay, again I'll give the password, guys. Better password. Okay. Okay. Password updated successfully. Use same password for root user. Yes. A lot of options are coming. That's okay. Now, guys, it's giving me an option to run the, you see, Arun Motori desktop. From here, I can run the Linux commands and all those stuff. Okay. Now, the interface is now ready. Okay. So that means it has proven that WSL2 got enabled, and now we can use Windows machine for running the Linux commands and for using the Linux features. Okay. So why we have to enable this WSL2, and why we have to confirm that WSL2 is enabled? Because for Docker software, this should be the prerequisite. Okay, this is one of the prerequisite for the Docker software where we should enable the WSL2. Otherwise, Docker software won't work. Okay. Now let's the time has come for us to download Docker in our Windows machine. So simply say download Docker on Windows. Now install Docker desktop on Windows. Click on this link, guys, and here Docker desktop for Windows. Click on that. You'll get the exe file getting downloaded. Okay, let's wait for the exe file to download. After that, we'll install the Docker software using the exe file and launch it. Okay. So let me pause and resume the video. As you can see, the Docker software has been downloaded. Now let's install this. Just double click on this exe file. Okay, it's loading. I got a dialog on my machine from the user access control. I'm just selecting yes, guys. See, the installation wizard has also started. So it will take, okay, so it's saying install required Windows components for WSL2. That's fine. Add shortcut to desktop. I don't want this shortcut, guys. I'm removing that. Say okay. It will take a while, guys. It will unpack the files. It will download the things and all those stuff. It will install and all. So let me pause and resume this video once this is done. Okay. As you can see, it is now installing, guys, and installation is also successful. Simply say close. That's it. We have now successfully installed Docker with the default settings in my machine. Uh, so if you want to launch it, simply click on the Windows search and simply say Docker here, and you'll get this Docker desktop app. Just click on this Docker desktop app, and it will launch in a while. For the first time, if you launch, when you launch, it will ask for the license agreement. Okay, let's see whether it will ask for the license agreement or not. Yeah, let's wait, guys. Okay, it will launch in a while. You see, as I mentioned, it will ask for the agreement. There is agreement. I accept and accept. Okay. Now it will launch the Docker. See, it is launching now. And now the Docker software will start the Docker engine. Okay. So Docker desktop starting, it will say it will start the engine. So till then you cannot access any of this stuff. Okay. Let's wait for the Docker engine to start. It's still starting. Okay. Okay, guys, it's now done. The Docker engine has started now, and you can access this options. Okay, if you get this dialog, simply say skip tutorial, then fine. At this moment, there are no containers running, and there are no Docker images downloaded in my machine. So fine, containers are not there. No containers are at this moment running, and no Docker images got downloaded. Fine. So fine. So guys, next thing. Okay, so if you are new to Docker, right, you can watch my videos on Docker. Okay, there is a separate set of videos on Docker I have created. You can watch them. Now the next thing, guys, let's check this version of the Docker. Okay, open the command prompt here. The Windows search, type cmd, and you'll get this command prompt. In the command prompt, type this command, that is docker -v. And you see, I got the version of the Docker. That means Docker has now been successfully installed in my machine. Okay, I got this Docker version. Fine. Okay, it's, if you want to restart your machine, you can restart, guys. Okay, because we have done some changes to this machine, and a lot of things happen. So if you want to restart, you can restart your machine after this step. Okay, post this step. Fine. Now, so why we have installed Docker, guys? Basically, why we have installed Docker here by following all these steps? Because it is one of the prerequisite for installing the Minikube, right? Without installing the Docker, we cannot install Minikube. That's why we have installed Docker, and Docker also has some prerequisites. We have checked all the prerequisites, we have did all the changes, and then finally when we have installed Docker, and now we are ready to install Minikube, right? Since the Docker is available as one of the prerequisites is available here, the last prerequisite is also done. Now we can install the Minikube. So how do you, but before, guys, before we download and install Minikube, first I will install and configure kubectl. Okay, it's a command line interface. Okay, what is this kubectl? It's a command line interface using which we can interact with the Kubernetes cluster. Okay, using this kubectl, we can interact with the Kubernetes cluster. So how to get this kubectl command line interface? For that, guys, I have to simply say, uh, here I'll simply say search installing Minikube. Simply go here and say install Minikube, install Minikube. Type this install Minikube, and you have to go to this link, guys, kubernetes.io link. Okay, in the search results. Okay, so I am getting this Minikube dot something, but I should not go there. I should be going to this kubernetes.io docs task tool. This link I have to go. After going to this link, guys, here, as you can see, kubectl is there under the install tools, and my machine is Windows machine, so I have to download this kubectl for Windows. Click on this install kubectl on Windows. So again, this page has come. When I clicked on that link, again scroll down, guys. Here, somewhere here you will find a link, guys. Okay, so download the latest version of kubectl for Windows. Okay, click on this. It will download the kubectl. It will not take much time, just seconds. It will be done. Let's wait for the next step. After you get this kubectl.exe, so let it download completely, guys. It has not downloaded it. Almost there. Yeah, it's now downloaded. Let's go to the place where it got downloaded. Okay, I'll copy this, guys. I'll copy this exe file. I'll not install this. I have to copy this. Okay, I have to copy this file, and I'll go to one place in my machine. Say C drive. I'll go here. I'll create a folder, guys. I'll create a folder. I'll say uh, kubectl. Okay, some folder name. Some folder name I am giving like kubectl, and here I am pasting, guys. I'm pasting that exe file that just now I have downloaded from the website, right? I'm pasting that. I'll copy this path. I'll copy this path, and I'll go to the environment variables in my machine. Here I'll say edit. The moment I typed edit, right, edit system environment. You can type that, okay, to get this option. Edit the system environment variables. Click on that, and you'll get this dialog, system properties dialog. Now here, the advanced tab, somewhere you see this environment variables. Click on that. Now go to the under system variables, find the path guys. Okay, find the path. Click on edit. Now say new here and paste the folder path of this kubectl.exe. Just give the folder path guys where this kubectl.exe file is available. Say okay and say okay. Okay, done. That's it guys. So these are a few steps. So we have set the path for this exe file of kubectl. Now let's open the command prompt and let's execute this kubectl command. Open the command prompt and type kube, okay, kubectl and enter. You see you are getting different commands of kubectl, right? You are getting uh, controls the Kubernetes cluster manager, and a lot of commands of the kubectl are coming like create, run, okay, so delete. There will be something like stop also, okay, many things will be there. So many commands of this Kubernetes are coming here, okay, fine. Fine. Okay. Now the time has come for us to install Minikube base. Okay. Once this kubectl is now there and we can see, we can, right? We can have verified that whether it got successfully configured or not. Now let's download and install Minikube. For that again, we have to say install Minikube. Here, Google search for install Minikube. Install Minikube. This time we'll go to this Minikube page. Okay. Select Minikube link from the search results this time, and you'll be taken here guys. Scroll down. You see all these requirements are already satisfied, right? 2 CPUs or more, 2 GB of free memory, 20 GB internet connection, and any of the container platforms like Docker or any other stuff can be there here. I have installed Docker as I showed you. Now scroll down here and how to install this Minikube. You have to select the operating system in which you have to install. Mine is Windows, so already Windows is selected. I don't have to select again. And here, download the latest release option is there, okay? 64 or 86 stable and exe file. These options are selected, and now click on the latest release. You see it's downloading the Minikube installer, and it didn't take much time. So go here, and we have to install it guys, okay? Double click and install that Minikube software. So download the latest release of Minikube and install it. Okay, let's install it. Just double click on this Minikube installer. I got a user access control dialog. I'm selecting yes. You see installation wizard started. I have to select the language as English, say okay. Click on next, accept the agreement. Here is the place in my machine under the program files under the Kubernetes folder, Minikube will be installed. Click on install. Okay, completed guys. Click on next. Click on finish. Done. That's it. Okay, Minikube has been now installed in my machine. Okay. Now let's find the Minikube version guys. Okay, so once it is installed, let's find the Minikube version. So cmd, which version of Minikube we have installed? Let's see. Run this command Minikube version. You see we got the version of the Minikube. This is a version of the Minikube that has been now installed in my machine. Latest version of Minikube is as per today's date is 1.24.0. Okay. Now next one. Okay. So if you want to find the commands of Minikube, simply here you can say Minikube help. Okay. You see you'll get all the commands of Minikube which you can use for Kubernetes and all those stuff, starting the Kubernetes cluster, deleting the cluster and all those stuff. Okay, a lot of things are there, a lot of commands are there. Don't have to go through all the commands now. Anyhow, I'll be explaining all these commands here. Fine. Now let's find the status of the Minikube guys. Okay. Uh, so before I have not started the Minikube guys, I just installed the Minikube and I'm checking the versions and commands. I have not started the Minikube. So before I start the Minikube guys, I'll say clear here CLS, otherwise CLS will clear the commands. And now here I will check the status of the Minikube. Okay, so Minikube, I have not started the Minikube, but I will check the status. You see what it is saying guys, Minikube status. When I say It's saying no such container, Minikube, and all those things are coming, right? So because I have not started the Minikube. So this now let's start the Minikube, guys. Okay, now let's start the Minikube. So in the command prompt, I'll say CLS again, and in the command prompt, when I run this command Minikube start, okay, Minikube internally uses Docker containers to run the Kubernetes cluster, guys. Okay, that's the reason Docker was one of the prerequisites for Minikube, because with the help of Docker only, Minikube will run the Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so in our machine, to set up this Kubernetes cluster in our personal machine, we need Minikube, and Minikube internally uses the Docker containers to run this Kubernetes cluster or set up the Kubernetes cluster. Like that is master node and worker nodes. All that setup will be done by the Minikube in our local machine, and those nodes and all those things will be created on the Docker containers and all. Okay, so if you are not aware of what are master nodes and worker nodes in Kubernetes cluster and all those stuff, right? Go to my previous session on this series where I explained the complete architecture of the Kubernetes. Okay, so with that knowledge, you can understand this more. So guys, later, let me now start the Minikube. Guys, okay, Minikube start first. Okay, Minikube start. So let's wait. Minikube using the Docker. You see, it's internally using the Docker to set up the mini Kubernetes cluster in my personal machine, personal computer. It's pulling the base image and all those stuff. Let's wait, guys. Let's wait. Okay, will take some time. Just wait. And now once this done, cube, okay, we'll run this command. That is Minikube status, and we'll run to see what is the status of the Minikube. After we start the Minikube, will check the status of the Minikube once again. Okay. I'll pass and resume, guys, in a while. It's saying Docker Minikube container is missing. Will create. Okay. It's creating the container for this Minikube. It's now creating the Docker container with 2 CPUs and this much of memory. Let's wait for this process to complete. I'll pass and resume, guys, so that your time won't be wasted. Now it's preparing the Kubernetes on Docker container. As you can see, the process is done, right? kubectl is now configured to use Minikube cluster and default namespace by default. Okay, it enabled a lot of stuff, and yeah, that's fine. Now things are good. Now let's run this command, guys, as I was mentioning, right? Minikube status. Let's run that command here to see what is the status. Minikube status. Earlier we got some error and all. Now we should not get that error. You see, when I run that command, Minikube status, you see Minikube is coming here. Okay, it's running. Kubelet is running. API server is running. These are the components, guys. Okay, these are the components of Kubernetes. Okay, if you have gone through my previous session on Kubernetes architecture, you will understand all these things, like what is kubelet and all those stuff. What is API server and all those stuff. Okay, these are few components of the Kubernetes. Okay, fine. So things are configured and running. Fine. Now, later point, you have used this command to start the Minikube. But if you want to stop the Minikube or delete the Minikube completely from your machine, then this is the thing. Okay, these are the commands, but we are not going to run these commands now. And also, guys, if I open this Docker, okay, Docker software here, you see at this moment Minikube container is now running in my machine, and to create this container, right? To create this container, this Docker image has been now downloaded. Okay, has been downloaded. When I say start Minikube, right? When I say start Minikube start, right? This Docker image has been downloaded for the Minikube, and that using that Docker image, a container has been created and is currently running in my machine. Okay, fine. Now, guys, next one. Now let's access the Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so let's understand the Kubernetes. Now we can start running the Kubernetes commands, guys. So all the commands of Kubernetes. Okay. So a lot of commands are there. Let's run the Kubernetes commands now. So for that, here guys, I will say CLS. Okay, CLS, and I'll run these commands. Okay. So this is for accessing the Kubernetes cluster, like what kind of cluster has been set up on our local or personal computer. Okay, in my personal computer, Kubernetes cluster has been set up by Minikube. So what is that cluster? I want to see the cluster actually. Okay, how the Kubernetes cluster is set up. For that, I have to run this command, guys. Kubectl, kubectl followed by get po -a. Okay, this is a command, guys, to access the Kubernetes cluster that has been set up by Minikube in my machine. Run that. So see, this is what is okay, cluster, guys. Okay, so this many things are there, namespaces and all those stuff. Okay, so etcd open source database is there, API server, one of the component which is responsible for communication, the Kubernetes cluster. Okay, this is a component for of Kubernetes which is responsible for overall communication in the Kubernetes cluster. Controller manager is there. Okay, so scheduler is there. All these are the components, guys. If you have gone through my previous session on the Kubernetes architecture, right, you will understand all these components. Okay, fine. So we can access the Kubernetes cluster now. That's fine. So we can get the information about the Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so let's get more information about this kubectl. Is another command, guys, to get the information on the Kubernetes cluster that has been set up by Minikube in my machine. So Kubernetes control plane is running at this URL, and core DNS is running at this URL. Okay. So this is what you got. And if you want more information, guys, as you see, to further debug and diagnose cluster problems, use. If you want more information or to diagnose or debug purpose, you have to add this dump at the end. Okay. Along with this command, you have to add dump, guys. Okay. So I'll add the same command at the end. I'll say dump. You'll get more information, guys. Okay. You'll get more information. What are the parts list, and okay. So a lot of things are there. Okay. Service list. See here somewhere replication controller list is there. Lot of things are there. Okay. Very big list. Fine. You don't have to understand all these things anyhow. Now let's find out how many nodes are there. Okay. What are the nodes? Okay. In generally in Kubernetes cluster, right, we'll have the nodes. Okay. Master and worker nodes will be there. Let's see what are uh, again the same thing, guys. In the previous session, I explained about the Kubernetes architecture. If you have understood that Kubernetes architecture, then you'll understand what exactly are the nodes are. So let's see how to get these nodes. Kubectl get nodes. Okay. Kubectl get nodes. Let's see what are the nodes. You see only one node is there. Single node. This is actually Minikube node. Okay. It's a master node. You see, it's a master node. Fine. Now let's deploy some application, guys. Okay. So let's deploy some sample application. So why we need the Kubernetes cluster to be set up in our machine, so that we can deploy some application onto this cluster, right? Okay. To set up some application, to deploy some application onto this containers that are running in this Kubernetes cluster, right? That's the main requirement, right? That's why we have set up all this Kubernetes and all those stuff. Okay, in our local machine. So let's deploy some sample application, guys. The name of the sample application I'm trying to deploy on this Kubernetes cluster in my machine is Hello Minikube is the name of the application. Okay, so to deploy that, guys, this is a command. Okay, this is a command we have to use. Kubectl create deployment and name of the application I want to deploy on the Kubernetes cluster, and followed by hyphen image of this particular application, image of this particular thing. Okay, so copy this, guys. Okay, I don't have to think much. Copy this and come back here and simply say run. Right click. Sorry, the command has not been copied, guys. Let me copy it again and right click here. You'll get the command. Okay, run this. Deployments.app hello minikube created. It got created, guys. As simple as that. So later part, if you want to remove this application, okay, then you have to run this command, guys. Okay, later part, when you don't want this sample application running on this Kubernetes cluster, right? Then you can remove this. Okay. To remove this application from the Kubernetes cluster, you have to use this command. Now, guys, let's say kubectl get pods. Okay. Okay, so kubectl. Okay, what are pods and all I have explained as part of the previous videos, guys. You can go to the Kubernetes architecture and understand again. Kubectl get pods. You see, hello minikube. You see, whatever the application whatever the application I deployed on the Kubernetes cluster, right? For that, a pod has been created. In that pod, containers will be running, right? So one or more containers will be running on this particular pods. Okay, this is a pod actually. Hello Minikube, this is the pod. Okay, it is running now. Fine. Now let's expose the above deployment on other port number. Okay, by default it is running on maybe an on there's no port number where it is actually running. So let's expose this. Let's move this application to run on a particular port number on Kubernetes cluster. So 8182. Let's say 8182 is the port number we want to do that. So kubectl expose deployment. Hello Minikube. This is a command, guys. Okay, this is a command. Kubectl expose deployment. This hello Minikube app application that we have just now deployed, we have to expose that onto this port number. Okay, we have to run this on the port number. Okay, so this is a command, guys. Copy this, right click and share. Okay, sorry, right click, it's not coming. Let me copy it again and right click here. I got the command, run it. Okay, now it will say service hello Minikube application expose. Okay, so now again run the same command, kubectl get pods. Okay, this was a command, right? Earlier we have run this command. You see this time it's running. Okay, it's running, guys, no problem. And so it's still running and it has been exposed onto the other port number anyhow. Now next one, check the deployed applications that are running on Kubernetes cluster. What are the whatever the deployed applications that are running on the Kubernetes cluster? What is the command? kubectl get services and this particular application. Okay, this particular application that is deployed onto the Kubernetes cluster. If you want to check that where it is running and all, we can run this command kubectl cls kubectl get services hello hyphen minikube. Okay, hello hyphen minikube like this and say enter. You see it's exposed on which port number, guys? 8182, right? You see it's running on the port number 818. Fine. Now we have checked the deployed applications that are currently running on the Kubernetes cluster. At this moment, only one application is running on this Kubernetes cluster. That is nothing but hello minikube application that we have just now deployed using the previous commands. Now, guys, let's use. Okay, let's take the advantage of this application that is deployed and running on the Kubernetes cluster. So let's use one of the service of this application. So this is one sample command, guys. Okay, you don't have to remember this. kubectl service minikube. Okay, so request a service from this deploy application using the sample, which will open the browser, guys. Okay, so this allow minikube is designed in such a this application is designed in such a way that when you request a service from that allow minikube, it will open the browser. Okay, it will open some sample request will open in the browser. Okay, let's see that whether it is opening or not, so that we can see whether this application is responding and whatever the request we are putting to this application, right? It's serving or not. Let's see. Okay, so kubectl service minikube kubectl service mini hyphen cube. Okay, run this. Okay. I think there's some mistake here, no? kubectl unknown command service for kubectl. Okay, kubectl service and there's a mistake, I guess, guys. Okay, here I said minikube, it should be hello minikube. Okay, the application name is wrong here. Minikube. Okay, kubectl service hello minikube. Okay, this is also unknown. kubectl, what is the problem here? Get service, copy this. Okay, maybe no worries. Let's see what I am doing wrong here. Okay, this is a wrong command it is saying. So I'll check about this hello minikube once in the Google. See what is the problem with the command. Let's see. This is a hello minikube application, guys, that we have just now deployed on the Kubernetes cluster, and how to use that actually. Deployments, get pods, okay, get events. A lot of things are there. We exposed it. That's fine. Get services. We said came to say hello node. kubectl get services. Let's say first. Then we got this hello minikube is coming here, right? Okay. Then I have to simply say kubectl Okay, here I have to say this command I have to run, guys. Okay, it should be minikube service. Okay, minikube service. Okay, so what is the command I have typed here? Let's see in the notes. It's not kubectl service minikube. It is a minikube service. Something is different is there. Let's see this command, guys. Okay, let's try this command once. There's some problem with this, right? Minikube service and name of the application that is running. Okay, name of the service that is running. Here, hello minikube is running. So here I will say minikube service, and here I have to give this name of the application. Hello minikube. Okay, run this. This time, if it opens the browser, that means everything is fine. Okay, starting tunnel and all those stuff is happening. You see, it has opened the service. One of the service of the hello minikube, it opened here. The site can't be reached anyhow, no problem. But it is working fine now. This, you see, it has opened the service of the hello minikube. It has opened in the default browser in my machine. Okay, fine. So that's it. I think I need to update this thing, guys. Okay, I'll update this with minikube service. Hello minikube. Okay, there's a mistake in this command. Now you see you have worked out all the stuff, right? How to deploy an application on the Kubernetes cluster and how to run the service of that particular application that got deployed on the Kubernetes cluster. Everything we have seen. Now, guys, ultimately what I will do is at the end we have to stop the minikube, and if we don't want to use this minikube later, right? We can simply delete also. Okay. So let's do this. First, let's stop this. Okay. CMD. I'll stop this minikube cluster from running from in my machine. So minikube, I'll say stop. We'll stop the minikube. Stopping node minikube. Powering off minikube. Done. Okay, it has been one node stopped. And go here and see. Okay, it has been stopped. You see, minikube is not running now. It's in grayed out state and it's stopped. Okay, images is there. Images are there, but container has been stopped with this command known as minikube stop. What if I say minikube delete? It will be deleted from my machine, right? Minikube delete. The container need to be deleted from my machine. Deleting container minikube. Let's wait for the container to get deleted from my machine. So remove all the traces of minikube cluster from my machine. At this moment, no minikube cluster is running in my machine now because we deleted it. Click on this, you see containers, no containers running. Images, there is an image still there, guys. Okay. If you want to delete this image also, container is anyhow not running. But if you want to remove this image, click on these three dots and say remove. You see the image has also been removed. Now my system is completely clean. Okay. Fine. So hope guys you understood okay, how to practice Kubernetes in your personal machine by setting up Kubernetes cluster using the minikube. Okay, this is a process, guys. So that's it, guys. Thank you. Bye.